Okay. Little update. I think this is day ad 3. Been really stressed out lately. Haven't really felt like talking except for like goofy stuff. Because that's what I do. I hide behind my comedy. It's probably really healthy for you too. But anyways, completed my EIN. So I have an official EIN assigned to me by the IRS, so they can take all my money. Great. Besides that, though, like a little update. So I did send a message to the actual, like, the general, and to like ask them, like, hey, you know, what are you what exactly are you going to require of me to basically, you know, do this myself? If I'm out here building these buildings with one other person for over a year now, like with very seldom help, you know, somebody filling in for a couple months anyway, or you know, but even that, like, then what's, if you're gonna allow that, then how come I can't just create my own LLC, go grab a guy, and you guys just give me buildings, and I chase my dream, you know? So I'm kind of just poking, prodding, put my feelers out there, seeing what the requirement is. Some of that telephone game happened, to where the person who called me was the CEO of the company, and we talked, and it's probably the way that I explained it. I told him, hey, I was livid on Friday, so I did send an old guy a message saying, you know, this is my 2 weeks. But when we talked on the phone, I was like, listen, like, I know it's not feasible for me to like just obtain everything I need for you guys to feed me buildings, employees, to set up my EIN and business insurance. Like, I have the LLC established, but I don't have anything else, right? So I thought he understood that, like, yeah, I'm just trying to see if, for one, if the offer is still there. Because 5 years ago when I talked to the CEO, we sat down, and this is when I was a grunt, but they were trying to push me into a foreman position. And I told them this. Well, anyways, and I had other issues. I know I drank a lot. It's used to be a crutch for me. I used it to manage my emotions, and it got me in a lot of trouble, man. Every once in a while I still do. Because I like alcohol, man. Like, every once in a while. You know, I'm an adult. I should be able to let loose every once in a while. Like, I mean, I remember going to AA meetings and stuff like that, and sitting in those things, and these people were just like, if I have one sip, that's it. 3 days later, blacked out, I'm in the ditch naked with a dildo in my ass. Like, what, dude? Like, and I remember this one chick, she like, it was like a sidebar. We were just kind of talking, and she's like, yep. She's like, basically explained, she's like, listen, because I was like religiously going to these because I was trying to prove to my baby mom and her family, like, hey, like, I'll address the problem. You know, like, we're blaming my alcohol consumption when it was really manipulative people. So anyway, yeah, I had a point there, right? So, oh yeah, the chick was like, she's like, listen, if you can like crack open a beer and have a few, 2, 3, and then stop, you don't belong here. And then another guy, like when he was saying, like sharing his story, he basically said the same thing. It's like, if you can do that, you don't belong here. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, like, so you're telling me I'm not an alcoholic, because I have no problem doing that. I don't have to get completely shit-faced every time I drink a little bit of alcohol. Like, it's nice to have, like, I like wine. I like dry wine. I don't like the sweet shit. Yeah, like, I can stand it, but Mom loves that sweet stuff. They got some good wineries out here in Iowa. But anyway, yeah, so went down that route. I tried it. I mean, it literally felt like going to a cult. Like, it was so cultish. It was crazy. Like, oh man, these weak-minded fucking people. Like, you have to get it. Anyways, I'm not trying to bash anybody. Like, if you go to AA and that works for you, man, good job. I'm proud of you. But for me, it wasn't my thing, man. Like, was not my thing. You know, that chapter of my life, what do they call it? Drinking and drugging. That drinking and drugging, man, I had fun. I did it on purpose. Like, I had to experience everything. And I mean, everything. I had to, you know? Because YOLO. I mean, it's not really like YOLO, but it's like, it's not jumping off a cliff. YOLO! Like that. It's just, you know, you don't get very much time here. So it's like, hey, God put everything on this earth here for a reason. I mean, I don't see no tree with no forbidden apples on it. That could be a metaphor for drugs. I don't know. But anyways, to get to the point for the update, damn, this is 7 minutes. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a really good mood. So we had a chat, and then the guy that I'm working for, we also had a chat, and it pretty much came down to like, look, man, he's like, I wish you would have said something to me first, but we had a talk a couple months ago, and I felt like it fell on deaf ears, and I can't, like, can't keep telling you, expect you to change. Like, that's an abusive relationship. When you're telling somebody you feel a certain way and they promise to change X, Y, and Z, and it sounds good, and that's exactly what needs to happen, but then when it comes down to the actions, it's either very little effort and then it starts going back downhill to exactly where it was, so, but then somehow when I try to get a hold of the general contractor and make my dream come true, which I'm not trashing anybody, I'm just stating facts. I'm not trying to trash anybody. I'm just saying, look, man, this is my dream. This is what I want to happen for me. And you obviously know we had this conversation 5 years ago where I was not even close to managing something like this, So 5 years, it might have been more. It might have been like 6 years ago. But anyways, it's my fault. It's my fault and all I didn't say like, the message wasn't like, you either fucking give me buildings or I'm done. It was no, hey, what? Listen, I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to actually make my dream of being a business owner come true. Something I've always had since I was a little kid. I've never wanted to work for anybody. I don't like being an employee. I never have, man. Because, I'm a great employee. Don't get me wrong. I'm a great employee. But now that I'm in a position and I have the knowledge to do it myself, like, I just don't see any other way. I mean, I might fail. But that's the whole reason why I'm giving a 2-week notice. The reason why you give a 2-week notice is so you don't try to scorch the bridge. Is the bridge scorched because I went to the people that he's getting contracts from. I mean, either way, like their best interest, like, because without me, the company collapses. So either way, the best interest of the general, they can give a shit less because they don't have any issues. As long as I'm on the site, as long as we're producing, the general has no issues, right? But there's going to be an issue. It's all going to, basically, that's the only thing holding the thing together is me. So, and nobody can say different. I mean, I've been told. But yeah, it'll pretty much come crashing down. But on a positive note, trying to stay positive. So I'm kind of excited. So I'm looking for different ways to get money besides breaking my back. And arbitrage trading, not arbitrage trading. I'm too into charts. Retail arbitrage. What is arbitrage, right? Arbitrage is like when you, speed limit is here. It's basically, retail arbitrage is like you could take an item and it's priced different somewhere else, higher, lower than somewhere else, and then you have a little profit margin, right? So with those, like the flippers, what they do at garage sales, and there's an Amazon seller thing, you know, it's been around for 15 years, and like I can get some extra money, you know, sitting on the side. There's no reason for it to sit there and just degrade to inflation. Might as well put it to work. And so I listen to stuff all day, and I try to learn the entire day. I'm an Android. So now I need to create. See, that would have scared me before, but I know how easy it is now. So I need to create an LLC, and since it's like a business like that, and you gotta. I don't think it's just as simple as creating the LLC and getting registered with the state like a construction business would be. I think with the Amazon sellers, from the videos that I watched, it looks more like you have to actually fill out your articles of organization and like fill out a business model for something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I just started, looking at them, listening to them this weekend, or was it this weekend? Anyway, it feels like Monday. So yeah, that's my new. I'm excited. I gotta start another LLC. It's only $50. Another LLC, another EIN. Get another one established, and because in order to become a seller and be like not restricted on Amazon, you have to. You can't just go on there and be like Joe Schmo and just sell products. Apparently you have to like set up an LLC and a business model and all that crap. So I think I'm gonna go for the retail arbitrage thing. Try to start to do it like in the evenings. Basically, well, that kind of sucks though, because I don't see very much profit in the mall. Maybe, but they're saying, you can get yourself a scanner, you could do books or whatever, so you could go to thrift stores, you could do books, and so it takes a lot of research. So like, my guess is you get, from experience, you just memorize like what books are good. Like you can do books, you can do anything, toys or whatever. But in order to do the other products though, like they brand things. So like in order to sell Nike, you have to apply and provide them with an invoice, right, to get approved. Otherwise, you can't sell it. So you have to buy, like you're taking a risk. You have to buy from like accredited wholesaler, or I think so. And then they'll send you an invoice. You got to send that invoice to Amazon, and they have to approve you to sell whatever brand that is on Amazon. Like I'm learning right now, you know. Like I haven't went out, bought the scanner, the scan tool and all that, but apparently it makes it real easy. And you got to download like 2 apps, and they're like $20 a month. And yeah, man, why not? Why not see what route that takes me, you know? And the whole thing would be is that not knowing how I set up that LLC. So like it goes to show with the saying, man, like somebody said it was something similar to that. The best way to know how if you're good at a business is to do the business. So let's go make this LLC and come up with a new closing statement. Chase the dream. I'm gonna make some t-shirts. Remember, chase the dream.